another episode of Let's Talk Sports with Tim McCann, and I have the pleasure of meeting an Olympic man. He is an Olympic superstar, Olympic medalist in bronze and in silver. Abraham Perez, 27 and 15. How you doing today, sir?
Good, not bad. Feels good to be here. Another day working. How you guys doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. So I always ask this question to every fighter, every athlete. When did your
Yeah.
love for the fight game? When did your love for boxing begin?
So I started training when I was 4 years old,
Wow.
and I believe I started becoming eligible to fight when I was around 8 years old. So from there, at 8 years old, I still wasn't feeling it, like as far as like fighting wise was coming in. So I was fighting as a little guy, scrapping it, but I didn't take a liking to it until I was like around 13. So I quit. So at 8 years old, I quit. Okay, so I started fighting at 8 years old, and around like 10 years old is when I quit. And from there, I was still going to the gym, practicing here and there. But I think around 13 years old, I started sparring again, and I entered like one fight, and I think I became like more accustomed to like the fighting and all that stuff because I never really took a break from it.
Mm.
So I believe around 13 is whenever I started feeling the groove of it. So I started liking it a little bit more.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I was listening to one of your interviews where you were talking about the question was, what would you tell a young kid, 9 or 10 years old, what they want to do? They wanted to be like Abraham Perez, and you said
Yeah.
keep going because you said that when you were 9 years old, you quit because you want to take some time off, but you also talked about how you wish if you could go back, you would have spent that time in the box.
Yes.
Yes. So explain why is it important? Do you think that it would have helped you? Like how would it have helped you if you had just continued to keep on working in box?
So during that time that I did quit, um, so my dad is my coach. My dad is my coach, and I have an older brother too. So he was also still training at that time, and he was actually still fighting. So he was being taken to a lot of tournaments during that time frame that I quit. So I think if I had stayed in during that time, I would have gotten more things done, and I would have progressed a lot more. More experience, pretty much, is what I wanted more. That I missed out during that little time because when you're younger, you learn things more quicker.
Like a sponge.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, so you started back when you were 13. What led you to ultimately get the opportunity to box in the Olympic level?
Well, there's a sequence of tournaments. There's like around like three of them. So there's the Western Trials, Eastern Trials. After the Eastern Trials, you have the National Championships.
Mm,
So to get to the National Championships, you have to place either first or second in either the Western Trials or the Eastern Trials. So I believe it was 2018 in Chattanooga, Tennessee, where I ranked second place in that tournament, which led me up to the um, the national championships.
mm,
So that's how I got my spot in there. But to start training at the OTC, get invitations and all that stuff, I had to get first or second place in that. So they only choose the top two fighters. So at the 2018 national championships, I ranked second place. I got a silver medal on that one. Um, and from there, I started getting more invitations to their Olympic training center, sparring with international people from around the world, Finland, China, Japan. So I was getting more experience. But I feel like I could have gotten a little bit more experience during that time that I was out as a kid.
got you.
Yeah, so that's how I got into that all that stuff. So it's like it's not like if I didn't know it was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna happen because the same thing happened with my brother. He got second place in an international championship, and he didn't know any of this was gonna happen. But he did ended up getting accepted with Team USA. He was also, like I'm pretty much in his shoes now at that point. and he started going overseas, sparring, fighting in Bulgaria, and that's pretty much what I ended up doing too.
Wow. So
Yeah.
what's the experience been like for you? I mean, being an Olympic medalist, traveling the whole world, fighting in a sport that you love. What is that
Yeah.
like?
It's cool. It's cool. I like it. I mean, first of all, being able to travel is it's huge opportunity. It's something that you can't you can't let just slip away. You got to take like that opportunity. So I took it, and I don't regret it because I've learned a lot. From different how can I say it, different experience, because with people from different countries, they give different styles, and styles are what make fights.
Wow.
So I feel like that helped me out a lot. So, like, as far as getting like the sparring from other people, I love it. It's something I can't get enough of.
Sir. Yes, sir. So, like, what fight styles did you like come to respect when you travel to different places? Like, I remember it was something like a European style. Like, you really respect the European style fighting. Why is European style fighting so respected in boxing?
Shoot. How can I say it, man? It's a good one. It's a good question. So over there in Europe, you got those countries that are really close to each other, right? So like I feel like they get more experience from traveling to other countries and sparring and fighting with different different faces. So I think that's how they get their own style, is from learning from different countries and putting their putting their own unique skills into play.
Got you. I got you. So, like, you talked about like so you started out in 2014. That's when your first amateur bout began. So from 2014 to 2020, what are some of the things that you've learned inside the ring and outside the ring that will help you in becoming a professional boxer?
Uh, a lot of it isn't. So as an amateur, it's more of like a get hit and don't get hit, like same thing as a professional, right? But as an amateur, it's pretty much you only got 3 rounds to work with, so
Mhm.
you're pretty much in sprint mode. Whereas if you're in a professional, you're going like 4 rounds, 6 rounds. It's more of like a jogging pace,
Right, right.
so that's one thing. But something that I've learned was it's more most of it is mental. The
Mm,
rest uh the rest of the 10%, maybe is physical.
that's right.
As long as you keep your mind focused, you don't lose control. Like, say you're getting outpointed and your noodles go all over the place and you're just right there throwing.
Exactly.
So you need to, yeah. One thing that I picked up for sure is just to keep your mind focused. Don't throw away the game plan that you've had. Stick with it, but don't get careless. You know,
Careless. And that
going
could
into professionals.
and that's in the ring and outside the ring. So like you there was an article done on you with the Ring magazine. They
Yeah.
videos on you. My question to you is like when it comes to like different things like attention from different people, like what keeps you focused when there's so many different obstacles or different people trying to get your attention? Like what keeps you focused?
Shoot. I'm. I, hmm. What keeps me focused, huh?
Yes, sir.
Let me see. I try not to I try not to let a lot of things get to me.
Mm,
As far as because I tend to stay pretty humble, and like with other people, it's kind of hard to kind of brush things off when people are like, say, as like calling people out and things like that, but it's not much of an issue when you just stay calm, just let it all in your manager's hands. Just keep training, because someone else is going to be training as hard as you, or they're trying to train as hard as you. It's always being like prepared. You always got to be prepared for things like that to come. You can't really take like a week off or a day off, or else, because the other guy could be working within that week.
yeah, yeah. I remember in an interview you talked about how like you miss one day, it could mess up your whole month.
Yeah, one day is like a month to me. It's like
Really
one week is like a year.
interesting. And why is that? Why is one? a week a year? Why is one day 30? Like, why is it that way? Because I've never heard anything like that before. Why is it
No,
that person?
yeah, I feel like because you take that day off, your body was so used to just constantly working, working, working that it's already got its own flow, you know?
Actually,
Whereas, you know, like you take that day off, your body's like, okay, well, I guess we're not doing anything. So it's not used to such thing, you know?
interesting.
Especially like a week off, you're right there eating whatever you want to eat, you know, um, sleeping whenever you want to sleep, you know. And so when you get back in that week, after that week break, I mean, your body's like, oh, damn, like what's going on, you know?
Exactly, exactly.
So
So
it's
my
about keeping your body like keeping it maintained, pretty much.
Dang, got you, got you. So my last question to you is: so a kid looks up to you, they want to know. So we already know to keep going, but
Yeah.
I also know like what are also some other tips that you would give to somebody? They said, how do I become successful, not just in boxing but in life? Like, what are your personal keys to success? If someone would ask you that.
Well, I say listen to your elders, you know, people who have already been in your shoes, your age, you know, people who are older than you. A lot of people are pretty stubborn. Like say like at my age, people are I know that a lot of people are stubborn. Like they won't listen to what the older people have to say. They just think they're talking, you know, all kinds of ish.
Mm,
But for sure, listen to what they have to say. You know, take in what you can take in from them. Apply positive things in your life rather than negative. Keep out the negative, keep in the positive, you know?
yes, sir.
Keep that cycle. Especially when it comes to like listening, you know, always be ears for sure. Listen before you speak, you know, listen before you do anything, you know, you know, to keep it up, keep it going.
Keep it up, keep going. I like that. I
Yeah.
like that. So when's your next fight? And where can people reach you out on social media?
Social media, I am on Instagram and Facebook. I am also on Snapchat. Just search my name, Abraham Perez, and you'll see a guy with a goatee or something popping up now. Something that looks like this.
Yes, sir. Yes.
For sure. Yeah. And what was the other question you said?
Next fight, and are you currently training?
I am currently training. My next fight is shoot to be announced.
Yes, sir.
Still not too sure about it. And I mean right now, I think a while ago you said that I was the next Olympian, which I wish it was. I wish it was true, but I am currently number two. I've been chosen as the number two, so I am just a backup.
Hey, but you know what? You're right there. All it
Yeah,
takes.
I'm pretty close. Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
the one right thing to happen, and you're right there, man. So a lot of people they look at you and they're inspired by you. So
Yeah.
that's pretty amazing what you're doing, man. For real.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. It means a lot for
Yeah.
sure.
Hey, man. Have a blessed day. Thank you.
Yes, sir. You guys take it easy.